Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Stoffel, and I am the PLC leader for theater from the Georgia Department of Education. And my presentation today is going to be on ensemble building in the classroom and beyond. So why do ensemble games? Ensemble games are an important part of any theater curriculum and rehearsal process because they can teach valuable theater skills while allowing students to have fun, foster creativity, build confidence, and work together as a unit. My experience with ensemble games is that everyone loves them, from theater professionals who are adults to elementary school actors. It just gives them a sense of performing as a unit and just having fun and being creative and being in a space where they feel comfortable to express themselves. And I do ensemble games in my classroom to start off the year in each class, and I do them before a rehearsal process begins so that they can get a sense of really working together and feeling comfortable with one another. It's like I tell them, if you don't feel stupid, you're not doing it right. You should feel uncomfortable because acting at times can be uncomfortable. And I think bringing in ensemble games will help them get over that fear of looking silly, or how do I express myself. So I've put together a collection of some of my favorite ensemble games to use in my classroom and through my rehearsal process. So today we will be exploring the games Andy's Coming, the Sound and Movement Wave, Object Creation, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Cheer, Got It, Categories, Location Pantomime, Three-Word Chant, and Prop Pickup. Now, this is a variety of different games. Some are name games and getting to know you games. Some are creating shapes through movement. Some of them are word association games. So I tried to put together a variety for you guys in case you want to work specifically on my students aren't really listening and responding. So what are some activities I can get to get them to listen and respond more towards each other? And then some of you may say, well, my students really aren't comfortable moving on stage or creating shapes or creating blocking. So I've tried to give you guys a variety of different activities that you can use in your classes and in your rehearsals. And some are just for fun and great warm-ups for the beginning of rehearsal. So I will go through each one, and some of them I have video examples for you. So the first game I want to go over is a game called Andy's Coming, and made popular by Toy Story. And the students love this as a beginning of class warm-up game or beginning of rehearsal. And I play it with my high schoolers all the time, and they love living out their childhood of pretending they're in Toy Story. So as you have students moving around the room, you're going to yell out different commands. And so the command, clear the space. So clear the space, they have to go to the nearest wall on the outside and press against it as hard as they can. Then you're going to say, come together. And then they're going to run into the middle of the room or quickly walk. You don't want them running because they could, run into each other. Quickly walk into the middle of the room and get as tight together as possible. And then on slow motion walk, they're going to move slowly through the classroom, really engaging their muscles and moving throughout the room and really feeling how their body is moving. And then model pose, you're going to strike that pose and hold it. And then model walk, you're going to move as if you were on a runway. So moving around the space, hitting your mark and taking that moment to make that pose and then moving across the room. And then hide, You're going to find a place in the room to hide, whether it be under a chair or under a desk, whatever your classroom is set up like. Some just roll up into a ball. They hide behind other people, just kind of to get that shape and different variation of not standing straight up all the time. And then Andy's coming. You're going to do what I like to call hitting the deck, and you just hit the floor, laying flat on your stomach as quickly as you can. And so as you kind of move on through this, you can move as fast or as slow as you want. You can vary it up. So you can say, come together, and then hide, and then Andy's coming. And then you tell them to move around the space in between to kind of get that neutral position and reset. So the next game I'm going to talk about is the sound and movement wave. This is a good warm-up game at the beginning as well, to get them thinking about things and really kind of listening to each other. So you're going to put your cast or your class in a circle, and one person makes a sound and does an accompanying movement to it. Okay, so you want to encourage the kids at this point to be as creative as possible, thinking outside the box, obviously school appropriate, and to really engage the entire body. Don't just go, woo, because that's not interesting. And then we talk about, what makes a movement interesting, and having the energy and really feeling it throughout your entire body. And so they're going to create a movement that's really engaging to the entire body, but that the entire class can do. So if you have, those dancers in there, don't tell them to do anything too tricky that other classmates can't do. But you want to do a sound and accompany it with a movement. So you could go, woo! And everybody in the circle has to do it one at a time, and you're going to do it like a wave. So it creates this natural rhythm. So first person goes, woo, second, woo, woo, woo. And it just keeps going down the circle until it goes back to the person that began it and they end the wave, doing it a second time. Then the next person's going to do a sound and a movement, and it's going to go around, and you're going to continue it until every single person in the circle gets to do their own sound and movement, and everyone is doing it after them. You also want to tell them to be creative as well. So you don't want to do a movement or a sound that someone already has done. So if someone has done this gesture and this movement of woo, they shouldn't do either one of those. So they can't go woo, because that's copying that next person. You want to get them thinking outside of the box. So tell them not to repeat a movement or a sound that someone else has done. All right, this game is a lot of fun. It gets students up and moving and creating shapes with their bodies. So you're going to call out the name of an object and a number, and all the groups have to make the shape of that object using only their bodies. And they will be in different groups based on the object. Okay, so example is if you say 1 pencil, they're going to form a pencil by themselves. If you say 2 bridge, they're going to find somebody else in the room with them to create a bridge pose. If you say 3 volcano, then they have to create a volcano using 3 or 2 other classmates. So it'll be a group of 3. And 4 couch, same concept. 4 people will create a couch, 5 washing machine, 6 bicycle, and then everyone carousel. So you're going to play this multiple times. So you're going to go through it once, just kind of in that order. And then the second time you're going to vary it. So you may go 3 volcano, 6 bicycle, 1 pencil, 3 volcano. So you're going to vary it up. the students must find the same people in that group. So for instance, if Sandy is in a group with Bridget on 2 bridge, Bridget and Sandy must find each other anytime 2 happens. But on 3, Sandy is with Tom and Mark. So Sandy's going to find Tom and Mark, so that everyone is working together, but you're still finding the same groups for each number. So I'm going to show you a video example of one of my classes doing this same exercise. Everybody carousel.
No, Emily, come outside.
1 pencil. 4 couch. 3 letter. 2 bridge. 2 bridge. Everybody carousel. So that is just an example of what your class might look like doing that same activity. Again, as a warm-up game, getting their bodies moving, getting them creating interesting shapes.